This is Matthew chapter 4, part 2, in Breaking Down the Bible for Beginners. Now, after the devil attempted to gaslight Jesus into committing sin, it picks up with Jesus finding out that his boy John the Baptist has been locked up. Free John. Jesus begins to start his preaching ministry, and with inspiration from John the Baptist, he starts preaching, "Repent, for the kingdom of heaven has drawn near." After Jesus begins his preaching ministry, it follows him walking the shores of Galilee, and he has an encounter with two brothers. One was named Simon, aka Peter, and his brother Andrew. And these two brothers, they were doing what they do best, and that is fish. It's how they keep the lights on. It's how they keep food on the table and clothes on their back. But Jesus saw something in those two brothers, and he decides to say, "Hey, you two, follow after me, and I will make you fishers of men." And the two brothers, they looked at each other and said, "Hey, look, bro, I don't know that guy, but he seemed legit. I'm gonna take him up on his offer." So they hopped out their boat and they decided to go along with him. And then Jesus encountered another two brothers, James and John, and the same thing happened. They left everything behind and they followed after him. By the end of this chapter, you read that Jesus hits up the synagogues. He's preaching in the middle of the synagogues, and he's teaching and he's doing his thing. He's preaching about the good news of the gospel while also healing those who are suffering from various diseases and illnesses. And because of that, he starts to draw in large crowds from all over Galilee. Your boy's starting to get a little bit of fame. One thing that stuck out in Matthew chapter 4 was the fact that Peter and Andrew and James and John were so quick to follow after Christ. They didn't hesitate, they didn't second guess themselves, and they didn't look back. These men didn't know who Jesus was, and yet they gave up their livelihoods to follow after him. What we need to understand is that Christ is not a priority, but Christ is the priority. The only way to have a working relationship with God is to put him first. He has to be first. Above every relationship, above every dream, above your careers, above your family, above it all, Christ must be first. For it says in Matthew chapter 6, verses 33, "But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Don't just seek God first. Keep God first. In all that you do, keep God first. In every decision that you make, in every path that you go down, in every problem that you face, keep God first. When you keep God first, you put yourself on the path. You put yourself on the right path to his glory everlasting.